You acting like a fucking jerk. With no teeth in her mouth. You acting like a fucking jerk. You wanna play with your granny? Your granny ghetto with a capital G. Capital Ghetto, baby. I think my grandma is the reason why I be calling everybody baby. Cause she be telling people that they a jerk off. Don't even know what the fuck a jerk off is. Mind you, I'm like 6 years old. I'm like, nah. Wakarimasen. Eh. Like I didn't even know what the fuck a jerk off was. And she was just saying throwing that shit around every day. Talking about bitch, motherfucker, fucking jerk off. You're a fucking jerk. Oh my god. You being a jerk off. Like that shit would have me crying, y'all. And like growing up, because I looked the way that I did, well, people around the city like knew I was from Houston, so they never questioned like me being black. But as I got older, and I used to start saying the same shit my grandma was saying. Like, she used to literally be walking around the grocery store, walking around the house, walking around outside, talking about some, I'm Ghetto, baby, capital G, capital G, capital Ghetto, ghetto. So, like, I was walking around talking about some, I'm ghetto, I'm ghetto. Like, I really was ghetto as hell, and my dad was not fucking with that shit. My dad was not fucking with that shit at all. So, yeah, when y'all hear me say that, just know it's from my grandma. My granny is literally one of the funniest people ever. And, like, yeah, yeah. It's really something wrong with her. For sure. For fucking sure. But we would have to clean on either Saturdays or Sundays. Usually Sundays. Like, after a certain point, we stopped going to church. Um, yeah, we stopped going to church after a while. And oh my god, now it just brought back memories. She used to be like, "You being fast? Why your sister being fast?" Like, oh my god, bruh. You want to be like your sister, going outside being a whore? Oh my god, my granny would begin on everybody. Like, there would be nobody that she did not get on their ass about, bro. I swear to God. But we have to clean on Sunday mornings, and like I would be dead sleep. Like, mind you, me and my cousins was up until like 3, 4 a.m. Then my granny blasting fucking this type of music at 6 a.m. in the morning. And now we got to get up and help clean the fucking mobile home. And then we all only got 1 hour on the computer every day. And if anybody stayed on longer, then we couldn't get on the next day or later that day. My papa was not fucking playing. Oh my god. Yo, I gotta make like a movie about my life. Like, this shit is so funny. Like, oh my god. Yo, I could remember too, like oh my god. Yo, my granny had dishes, right? She would literally take them hoes out and eat fried chicken with them hoes. So we would have to make sandwiches and shit. And like, luckily my papa would go get like lettuce, tomato. Like, we had to slice it really fucking thin though, like, cause we all had to share. I'm talking about like, it's like me and my 10 other cousins. Like, we gotta make half of a sandwich type shit. My granny go in the kitchen and she grab a pot, some canola oil, and she start breading the chicken, right? And we're like, ooh, we gonna have chicken for dinner. And she look at us and she just get back to like doing her thing. Why she only fried 2 pieces of chicken, y'all? This lady fried 2 pieces of chicken and she would eat that shit in front of us. That shit would be so funny because we'll be standing around her like, ooh, like that my cousins, they'll be like, ooh, Aunt Trish, let me get a bite. And I'll be like, ooh, grandma, please just let me have a piece of the crust. We around begging and shit. And she would be done with it. I'm talking about my granny ate the fuck out of that chicken. Nothing on the bone. I'm talking about nothing on the fucking bone. Like, she literally no dent, no fucking teeth in her mouth. Clean the fucking bone. Clean the fucking bone of the chicken. And then when she would put the chicken down, My cousins would try to still eat up off of it, but there's nothing on the chicken bone. There's nothing on the chicken bone. I ain't never fucking. First of all, I've never fucking met nobody that eats chicken with no teeth and straight out the grease. Like I'm like, yo. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I know my granny like teeth, not teeth. I know her gums is like scarred or something. Like they definitely got to be scarred because like she ain't had teeth like my whole life. I swear to God, she ain't have no teeth my whole life. She always had dentures. That shit had me crying. Like I I've never, out of everybody else's families and shit, like there's just so many things I have not experienced or seen or witnessed from other people's families or like specifically black families. Like me and my cousins grew up so fucking hilarious that like I could really talk about each moment living at my granny house and it's its own movie. It's its own movie. Because also the way that we would have to go to the park, we'll have to walk down the street, right? Because we live in like a mobile home like neighborhood situation, and we'll have to walk to the back gate, jump through a hole in the gate that somebody made, and then keep going down the street, going over like a ditch or some shit. This is off of Alameda and Genoa, right? If you from Houston, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But we walking down Alameda because I used to go to Alameda Elementary School, okay? Long story, short story lore. So, um, across from Alameda Elementary was the like little Alameda Park or wherever, the little what do they call it? Like a recreation center. Like they would have people's like birthdays there, graduation parties, like whatever, like any kind of family shit, it would be done there because everybody in the neighborhood was ghetto po and nobody had money to go do some shit outside of the neighborhood, so they would do it there on Alameda. So we would be going there, but on our way there it would always be fucking dogs chasing us and barking us, and those dogs actually did bite. Like they actually did bite. Like it was no flex. Like it was no flex in the bark. Like they actually bite. Because I'm running down the street, a chihuahua hanging off my fucking sock. Now my ankle bleeding, and I'm just like, ah, like, dog. And then at one point, we all had bikes. Like all me and my cousins had bikes, and like we would have to ride our bikes faster than the fucking dogs running after us. That shit was not a vibe. Like I learned how to run after that. Like that was terrible. Hey, Dreadlock Wonder, konbanwa, konnichiwa. And y'all over here laughing like this was my life. You said, do I ever be listening to the barge? On God. When I like it. Bro, my granny loved all that shit. Like all the old school music that I know, like all of just like classic group music and like actual R&B and actual just like soul music, yeah, all that shit came from my granny for sure, for sure. And low key, that music ended up helping me as I got older because like there's just certain music that's not done of today, or like as we were growing up, you know, like the soul started to kind of like lose itself, and then there was people like Kehlani and Summer Walker who started like rising from that, even though they're like R&B, right? It's still like Usher stopped making music. Fucking I don't know about Abe Soul, but I'm gonna still say Abe Soul. Like it's just like a lot of people who derived from those eras and then twisted and made their own kind of situation and era. So we don't have any of like the OG soulful classic music anymore, which is kind of disheartening because like that shit would go triple fucking platinum nowadays. But we don't really have groups and shit now because like usually when people have groups or make business friendships, they end up hating each other, which is really true. And it's like even if you're super secure in yourself, that doesn't mean that the person that you work with is secure in themselves to enough to be in a group with you. And me personally, I had to learn the hard fucking way. So I can only imagine what niggas who really don't like each other had to deal with and actually had to be on drugs and coke to like get through the fucking show, you know? Oh god, my granny was petty as hell. Oh my god. You said my granny used to go to the store and get snacks, hide them in her room, and have us begging for some. Hell nah. Oh my god. My granny would hide her stash of snacks in her room. Like she had the good snacks, and then we would have to all share the off brand cereal. Like I told y'all, the fucking tiger flakes, or I think that's what they was called. Like it wasn't frosted flakes. We couldn't afford frosted flakes. We got the tiger flakes. And in the bowl, it looked like fucking boogers. Like it looked crazy as fuck. Like I don't know. I was scared of cereal for such a long time because like I also wasn't used to eating American food either, so it would just freak me the fuck out. Like I would have such a hard time eating, and my granny would be like, "What you is, a bird? What you is, a bird?" And like low key, that shit was funny. Like I used to be mad about shit like that. She'd be like, "What you is, emo?" My granny used to call me emo growing up. And once I grew up, I looked at her one day because I was driving. This is back when I had my BMW truck, and she in the passenger seat, just like kicking her feet, smoking a little weed in my car, just having a grand old time, right? Only granddaughter who's doing all this for her, right? I look at her, I said, "I'm emo, huh?" And she took a smoke and she looked at me, she like, "Yeah, and what about it?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, girl, okay, my bad, girl." Bruh. He said my great grandma was funny too because I never met someone who smoked more than her ass. Bro, who you telling? My granny still be calling me asking me for some weed. Which that reminds me, I do gotta just I gotta send her something. That she don't want nothing. She don't want nothing else in life. I'm like, you wanna go on a trip? You wanna come to my house? You wanna come do this, do that? No. And she be straight the fuck up too. She be like, no. You got some money? I'm finna go to the dispensary. Yo, what? Oh my god. You said, how are we the same age, but you have stories my parents would tell me? Bro, because I grew up in a very old school black family, bro. Like we talking about Houston, in it. We talking about Houston, motherfucking Texas. Like it's like old values there. You know what I'm saying? Like when you living in like low income spots in the city, like you don't get to experience the same levels of other people from even like Midwest or the coastal, you know what I'm saying, coastal states. Like it's very low key isolated. Like we would go on vacations to Galveston. Galveston is an hour away. You from the islands? Galveston, stupid ass. Oh my god. So yeah, like that shit ridiculous, honestly. You said Erica Badu was probably the last classic one. Yeah, I would definitely say Erica Badu, uh, Lauren Hill, and like Aaliyah. But like Aaliyah was like the early 2000s, the new generation of like soul. But she goes so fucking hard. Like I still put her ass in the same category as like Lauren Hill and Erica Badu. He said, "There's a meeting in my bedroom. So, girl, please find your thing." You said shit like that I got into when my grandma stayed playing Hot 105. Oh my god, fucking Ricky Smiley, bro. Oh my god, dog. You said what the fuck eating tiger dandruff? Bro, might as well. It was like one of them big ass bags for like $5. Just like generic branded cereal. Hey Mal Devante. You said them pop cereal boxes? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I feel so bad for people who don't like pops because like to me pops is so good. Like but you can't use too much milk though. Like you have to use like maybe like 1/4 cup of milk and then a full bowl of cereal.